Hi guys.
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
I'm Lola.
And we're starting our new show.
Yes. You know, it's a new show when we were like, I am Milena. I am Lola.
It's the only time
that we say it. After this, it's you're on your own. What we
Once
say,
you understand, you understand.
who knows?
Exactly.
We don't know what we say. It's the Sopranos. This was...
Interesting.
Is it? This was a long time coming.
A long time coming. I feel like since Breaking Bad or The Wire or something.
No,
it's Breaking Bad. But we never put it on a poll before.
No, we have not.
It was our decision not to put it on a poll.
Yes. It was our decision not to put it on a poll, especially like after The Wire. We were contemplating what we're gonna watch after The Wire, and like, of course, The Sopranos is like a thing that we're gonna come to, because like even before I watched Breaking Bad, even like there's a few shows that people like revere as the best ever, and those were like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos and like The Wire, and so like it was just a matter of time until we came to the, I feel like, last show that we haven't watched that is talked about as like
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
An important class. I like nothing comes to mind.
I mean,
else.
I mean, even if there are some other shows, like one of us watched it, the other didn't. You know?
Yeah.
It's like those types of shows we're not gonna watch. I think this is the only classic that like everybody talks about.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And somehow it's so appropriate for our channel.
I
all
think
the
it is.
shows that like we have watched and
the shows that
we have
like.
loved.
Yeah.
Somehow it works perfectly. I remember it honestly even after Breaking Bad that like I wasn't as interested in watching it because like I didn't like that much Breaking Bad audience. Some comments that we got, so like I connected that to Sopranos, and honestly I think that's the reason why I had negative feelings about thinking of potentially watching Sopranos, because like I was afraid of the comments in our comment section. You know?
Yes.
And like traumatized. I am fucking traumatized from Breaking Bad. Like not.
We have different responses to like I'm talking about YouTube comments. We have different responses to them because like you were like you just like didn't like them, like the comments that were fucking crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna fight you now.
But like even
and then I think
like,
that made it worse for you because I'm like, no, now I'm gonna argue with you why you are wrong.
But no, that's fine. But like the constant arguing, I remember like we had intros of 50 minutes long before every episode of talking of the comments of the previous episode. You know?
Yeah,
like
arguing
that was
with them.
To me that was more what made Breaking Bad now when I think about it, the actual show. You know. Like and again it's a great show. It just that's why the making reaction is different than just watching, because like again the experience with the viewers, you know, like is also what makes show either better or worse or something, you know, or different. Like it makes it different in a way. And I that's why I never wanted to play, even though we got comments that like people were basically saying, oh yeah, we understand this is not the same audience, which is interesting, which I mean I'm gonna judge it. I'm gonna be the judge of that.
It's the same thing with the Wire audience.
If it's the same, Wire audience is one of my favorite audiences of our channel.
Literally.
Honestly, like top 3 audience of our channel.
Yeah.
The comments I love. Like I don't think I have ever for any show read as many comments as The Wire, for The Wire. You know. It's like if it's like that, I'm gonna enjoy this, honestly. But like I don't know, we'll see. I'm interested in that, but like I am interested in the show because like this summer actually, like when I was on a vacation, like one friend, let's call him friend.
I wonder who the fuck.
Acquaintance. Yeah. Let's say like
because like me and Milena have this conversation often because like just to cut time, I'm gonna say, oh, my friend went here, and it's not like a friend, it's a person that like I was friendly with or something, and she's like, what friend? And I'm like, it's just easier to say friend than it is to explain the situation. This guy that I knew from back then, and like we hung out a couple, like let me just say friend and move on.
Exactly. Well,
an acquaintance.
Actually a boyfriend or of my friend or something like that.
A boyfriend of your girlfriend's friend?
Yeah, something like that.
If you wanted to know who spoke.
Exactly. So he talked about Sopranos to me, and like he said how much he loved it, and he said like a sentence or two about the show, what the show is about, you know, and it sounded very interesting. And I knew it was coming. I knew we were gonna watch it.
And we made a poll, but like realistically, like we knew what was gonna win when we put it up. That poll.
So like I somehow became much more
interested.
And,
I feel like people around me, like not friends, but just like people around me.
People.
Yeah, just like suddenly I feel like people oftentimes are gonna speak to me about Sopranos or something, and I'm like, is this? In the past year, I've heard Sopranos more than I have heard for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Is there like a maybe, revival of it?
Yeah, no, maybe it came to HBO sooner or something.
I feel like it was always an HBO show.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe something like that. You know how when some shows come to the networks, that's when the shows became so much more popular.
I see there are 6 seasons.
Very excited, honestly, because again, I excited to watch like a longer show.
Yes, I feel like we haven't watched the one that's this long for a bit now. Like, I am very excited to watch. I always thought I was gonna like The Sopranos, just based on everyone else's comments. Why would I be special and not like it? What I think it's about. I mean, what you need to know. Everyone knows about Sopranos. It's mafia.
Yeah.
I think they're like a mafia family. And I guess it's their mafia business. I think that's what it's about.
Maybe. I mean... No,
do you know something different?
No, yes. I remember that, like, he told me something, but like...
You forgot.
My memory does not work. But, like, the thing that he told me, maybe interesting. But, like, I think he talked about the...
I read the description now.
Okay.
That's interesting. James Gandolfini
exactly. Therapy.
Stars in this acclaimed series about a mob boss whose professional and private strains land him in
therapy. That's what he talked like.
Oh, that's very interesting.
A lot of the show is in therapy or something like that. He mentioned he goes to therapy, and that sounded interesting to me.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I think that is what the thing that like he told me about the show, like that he goes to therapy and that like it's psychological thing, you know, or that's something like that. Like that was very interesting to me. That's when I became very interested in the show.
I didn't know about the therapy bit.
Yeah,
fun.
Honestly, let's
we might as well play.
Let's play the episode. Very excited, honestly.
Yes. Back to old school show that's having intros. I love that. Oh, we're in New York before 2002, I guess. And was this 99? Whenever we start like such a show that's like long and I feel like it's gonna be very good, I'm always like, we don't even know what's coming. Yeah. I always have that feeling.
It reminds me of The Wire.
Yeah. I guess because it's an intro.
But like it's
the
similar type of
intro. Yeah. But I think both were like HBO shows.
Mm-hmm.
David Chase.
The Sopranos. Interesting. Oh my god, he's in therapy.
I mean, I'm waiting for...
Mr. Soprano?
Yeah. What are the rules, like in therapy, if you say something like that you did criminal, do they have to purport you, right? So like you cannot say things.
I'm not sure.
How does it work?
I remember if he wants to harm someone or harms himself.
That's
when
say.
they should
but
say.
Like if they...
I don't know if they harmed someone in the past, if they should
I
say.
guess maybe not. Maybe that's like doctor or patient confidentiality or something. I don't know.
My understanding from Dr. Cusimano, your family physician, is that you collapsed. Possibly
interesting.
Panic attack. You were unable to breathe.
They said it was a panic attack. Of course, all the blood work and the neurological work came back negative. They sent me here.
You don't agree that you had a panic attack?
Back at work.
What line of work are you in?
Waste management consultant. Look, it's impossible for me to talk to a psychiatrist.
Any thoughts at all on why you blacked out?
Stress, maybe. I don't know. The morning of the day I got sick, I've been thinking, it's good to be in something from the ground floor. But lately I'm getting the feeling that I came in at the end. The best is over.
Many Americans, I think, feel that way.
I think about my father. They had their standards, they had and pride. Today, what do we got?
Did you have these feelings of loss more acutely in the hours before you collapsed?
So can you hear the family business?
A couple months before all this, these two wild ducks landed in my pool. It was amazing. They're from Canada or someplace, and it was mating season.
Could have just taken the row out. Could have just...
My daughter's friend was here to drive my daughter, Meadow, to school.
Meadow, your father with those ducks.
I know, the whole yard smells like duck poop. It's like embarrassing.
Girls, you gotta have more than just cranberry juice for breakfast. How do you stay so skinny, Mrs. Soprano?
Yeah, with those ducks.
Oh yeah, he does need some help.
You think so?
A bit. I mean, not because he's talking to ducks, like, it's fine, you speak to animals. But they're ducks.
Now, my wife feels this friend is a bad influence.
So cool you're gonna be able to come to Aspen with my family at Christmas. You keep your school grades up and you keep your curfew between now and Christmas. Then you get to go.
I know this.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, Dad.
This isn't gonna work. I can't talk about my personal life.
Finish telling me about the day you collapsed.
I drove to work with my nephew, Christopher. He's one in the business.
The actor?
Did you get up early this morning and call? He's always in his office by 6. Hello. We saw this guy, and there was this issue of an outstanding loan.
Can I stop you for a second?
Uh-huh.
I don't know where this story is going. But there are a few ethical ground rules we should quickly get out of
Oh
the
my god,
way.
yes.
What you tell me here falls under doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
Except if I was to hear, let's say, a murder was to take place. Not that I'm saying it would, but if. If a patient comes to me and tells me a story where someone's going to get hurt, I'm supposed to go to the authorities.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah, going to.
Technically.
That wasn't like...
Technically.
You said you were in waste management. Dr. Cusimano, besides being your family physician, is also your next door neighbor. See what I'm saying? I don't know what happened with this fellow. I'm just saying.
We had coffee.
Help!
Let's see.
Tony! Wait up!
It's having so much fun. Is this like the psychiatry sessions? Is like mandatory? You know what I mean? Like otherwise, why would he be here?
Where's my fucking money?
So you had coffee.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't lying. There was coffee involved.
Where's the fucking money? I know you'll get the fucking money. You know what you should get? A cork in your fucking mouth. Because you tell people I'm nothing. And the people that used to run me.
Oh, interesting. So he inherits the family business and there's a lot of pressure.
You crying about HMO? Huh? You're covered, you prick. The situation came up. It involves my uncle. I can't go into details on this one.
That's fine.
But I will say this. My uncle adds to my general stress level. None of my business. But
Is that the uncle?
Word is,
Okay.
your Uncle Junior is gonna whack Pussy Milena. What gonna do with your friend Ari Bucco's restaurant?
Now that's the problem.
So move. Put your name up. Good to see you. Oh, hi. How's your rash? Good to see you. Good to see you. You can move up? Yes, yeah. Have a seat. Let's have it.
Who's this actor?
You know what it means for Arthur? One of these old mutts gets wet.
When I know him, he has
Uncle
gray
Junior's my
hair,
father's brother. Good guy, just getting old.
and your father is dead.
Used to take me to Yankee games.
I
when was
can't
a kid.
connect who he is as
I
older.
love my uncle.
I'm this close, but like I
I mean neither,
At the
but like
same
I know
time,
him.
When I was young, we told my girl.
I see even his
Me, I
face.
literally see his face. I don't know if I
Frankly.
can't.
Who's there?
It's me, Ma. Ma, open the door.
Anthony?
Yeah, it's me. Open the door.
Yeah, I did.
You know, somebody called here last night after dark.
Oh,
You think I'd answer? It was dark out.
the phone is an auditory thing. Dark is an eye thing. I can understand not going out after dark. You get jumped in the shadows, whatever. But not answering the phone after dark?
Oh, listen, somebody does everything. You want some lunch? I got eggplant. What's that?
CD player.
For who? For me? I don't want it.
You know, you love music. All the old stuff's being reissued on CD. All your old favorites. Pajama Game, Connie Francis. Here. Come on. Come on, move around a little bit. Let's go for you. Come on.
What?
Come on. Come on.
Stop, Dad.
Mind you, something occupy your mind. When Dad died, you're going to do all kinds of things.
Oh, he was a saint.
Yeah, I know he was. But he's
He was the same.
I just worry about you.
And don't start with that nursing home business again.
It's not a nursing home. How many times do I gotta say this? It's a retirement community. You're an active senior your own age. You go places, you do
You're
things.
I've seen these women in these nursing homes, in these wheelchairs, battling like idiots. If your uncle has business with Arthur, he knows what he's doing.
And I don't.
Well, all I know is daughters are better at taking care of their mothers than sons.
Yeah, and I bought CDs for a broken record. It's good for you to try. Use it or lose it. I gotta go to work.
I don't think I would put it in a car.
Sure.
I don't think I would put it in a car. Something happened to the ducks, I'm gonna assume.
At first it felt like ginger ale in my skull.
Also, that's why he has to go to. That's fine. I thought it was going to be much larger.
There was nothing. Interesting.
Like the ducks were
Dr. Cusimano.
really flying high.
But you might want some company.
6:30 in the morning. How the kids?
They're worried about you. I told Anthony Jr. we'd rain check his birthday.
I got a brain tumor.
Well, we're gonna find out.
What a bedside manner.
Literally.
Very encouraging.
So what are you gonna not know?
I mean, she's here. She showed up.
Had some good times. Had some good years.
Here he goes now with the nostalgia.
Hey, all I'm saying is no marriage is perfect.
Well, having that Kumar on the side helps.
I told you I'm not seeing her anymore. How do you think I feel having that priest around all the time?
Don't even go there, right? Father is a spiritual mentor. He's helping me to be a better Catholic.
Oh, we all got different needs.
What's different between you and me is you're going to hell when you die.
It's gonna be that type of relationship.
My nephew.
They seem like a very
Christopher, was
close
handling the
family.
garbage contract problem.
I'm gonna lose my mind because I can't tell where
Me
he is
too.
from.
And
Like
I
I
know
see
him
his
very
face
well.
in front of my face.
Like
what
all
did
the
we? What
face.
did we? Yes. What did we watch recently
I
where
know.
he could have been in? Somehow he doesn't instill into me much confidence he's gonna get this done. Somehow I feel like things are gonna go awry.
Taste the wares, email. Emil.
Yeah. Okay, it's just like shoot immediately. Okay, you have anger issues, yeah, because like. Okay, he's one of those.
Psycho.
Yeah, he's one of those.
The doctors kept me hanging about the tests.
Keep mentioning your uncle. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, his uncle does not respect his authority.
This is nice, upscale people from the suburbs.
You may run North Jersey, but you don't run your Uncle Junior. How many fucking hours did I spend playing catch with you?
Can we focus more on your immediate family?
My wife and my daughter were not getting along. What do you
The
have?
priest. Oh, your daughter.
Security lights. Who would try and Oh no. Jeez, Louise.
Meadow? I notice the glass rattles every time I walk to the laundry room. Do we have any, what do you call it, putty?
Don't give me that. You snuck out.
What's going on?
She's in the middle of sneaking out.
You have become a master of lying and conniving. Oh no, you're grounded. You're not going to Aspen with Hunter Smith. That's where you're not going.
No.
This shit I'm telling you. It'll all blow over.
Didn't you admit to Dr. Cusimano that you were feeling depressed?
Interesting. How fucking
No.
interesting.
There's something very endearing about him.
What part of the boot you from, huh?
Malfi?
Dr. Melfi.
My mother would have loved it if you and I got together.
Inappropriate talk with your therapist, but okay.
Anxiety attacks are legitimate psychiatric emergencies. Suppose you were driving and you passed out.
Let me tell you something. Nowadays, everybody's got to go to shrinks and counselors and go on Sally Jesse Raphael and talk about their problems. Whatever happened to Gary Cooper? the strong, silent type.
They went
That
fucking
was
crazy.
American. He wasn't in touch with his feelings. He just did what he had to do.
You have strong feelings about this.
Let me tell you something. I have a semester and a half of college, so I understand Freud. I understand therapy as a concept. But in my world, it does not go down. Could I be happier? Yeah. Yeah. Who couldn't?
Do you feel depressed?
Since the ducks left. I guess.
The ducks that preceded your losing consciousness. Let's talk about them.
This is so fucking fascinating to me.
I
So fucking fascinating. Somebody in this line of work
expecting.
going to therapy and is depressed and
didn't
talking about his feelings.
I
What?
wasn't expecting this.
Me
This
neither.
is so good. Did they think they were gonna manage?
The Cola uncle is gonna find a kid dead.
Where do I know him
Is
from?
he like an assassin? I know his face in front of me. I see his face in front of me.
Luca
He's a normal guy, I think.
Luca, whatever. Let's go. Got him?
There's-
Take him to Staten Island, I'll cut him up. Let's go.
Cut him up.
You know, he collapsing at the birthday.
Cut him up.
What would you do?
Didn't you just read her in school, Ned?
It's very nice.
Oh, is this for the like elderly something?
You know, Grandma, this place is pretty neat.
What goes on behind here?
Those doors lead to a nursing unit.
This is a nursing home.
This is a residence, but just in case.
No, you're not getting me into
Mom,
a
you're not
nursing
listening.
That's not what she
You're not
said.
listening to
I
what
know
she's saying, Mom.
I know these women in their wheelchairs babbling like idiots.
You're not listening.
Every place.
Ma.
You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? With your fancy office.
Ma.
No, oh my God! Somebody get a doctor. Get a...
Well, she's part of that generation that grew up during the Depression. But the Depression to her was a trip to Six Flags.
There's that D word again. Stay with your mother.
Now that my father's dead, he's a saint.
Mm-hmm.
When he was alive, nothing. My dad was tough. He ran his own crew. Guy like that, and my mother wore him down to a little nub. Not getting any satisfaction from my work either.
Why?
Not because of Rico.
See your brother?
No. The Rico statutes.
Oh, of course,
You know?
right.
You read the papers? You know the government's using electronic surveillance and various illegal strategies to squeeze my business?
Do you have any qualms about how you actually...
Fine, I have to be the sad clown, laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. Guys today have no room for the penal experience. So everybody turns government witness.
With today's pharmacology, no one needs to suffer with feelings of exhaustion and depression.
Just like give him medication.
Here we go. Here comes the Prozac.
Your uncle resents that you're the boss. Because he was a made man before him, and now
His younger
you.
brother.
So sure, he can't stomach you're telling him what to do.
I love the man.
Man is driven in toto by his insecurities. Your friend, Artie, with the restaurant. Get him out of town for 3. That way the restaurant closes. Then he'd have to go down someplace else.
You old fucking Jew. No wonder my old man kept you around so long.
But it's interesting to me that he wants to stop the murder from taking place at Artie's restaurant. Like, Artie to him is a school friend, and he's just like trying to
Pay out millions of dollars every day to doctors,
preserve his livelihood.
hospitals, whatever the fuck.
Every year on this date, since you were itty bitty, Mom and Meadow get all dolled up, drive into New York Plaza Hotel for tea under Eloise's portrait.
That's too much homework.
Meadow, go with your mom.
Tradition. We always have so much fun.
I felt it was dumb since I was 8. I just go because you like it.
I
Meadow,
don't like this.
Meadow, don't be rude. I understand you're a teenager, but
Long
Yeah.
after you got married. Meadow, you can't just lie and cheat and break the rules you don't like. What? You have something you want to say to me?
Mom, do you have any idea how much it means to actually go skiing in Aspen? I mean, do you think that's gonna happen every year? Like laying tea and scones at the Plaza Hotel?
what is the mom's name? I really like the mom.
All right, send me both. Cruise, Caribbean, SS Sagaforward, 11 to the 29th. Pair of tickets. I can't use them. Can you take them off my hands?
Where they come
Is that Artie?
Cops.
I don't hate that. I know his face. He has gray, grayish black.
I administer the dental plan.
I know him perfectly well.
We know from the same thing.
What?
White Lotus?
Hey, when's the last time you got away for the vacation?
The father of the boy that was cute. The one that had a threesome.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. God, I hated it so much.
You have to get away. We have to get away for the marriage.
No, it's bad enough that these mobsters still come in and patronize the place, okay?
But so what? We're not connected.
Right, because we just turned down those tickets.
But the tickets were comps. Tony is a labor leader.
Arthur, please, grow up. Come on, Arthur. Somebody donated their kneecaps for those tickets.
You want Prozac?
Solo. It's similar. It's supposed to help with gambling, too. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, this whole new generation of antidepressants are supposed to be useful against compulsive behavior.
Either you do this or they're gonna literally drop you over there.
Tony Soprano.
Oh, they're gonna hang him from it.
Literally.
I go there to think.
They don't even need to hang him. The reason also yes.
This is unacceptable. I had an 8 o'clock reservation I made 2 weeks ago.
Sir, as I explained, people are not leaving their tables and there are 5 parties ahead of you.
So, what would you like me?
Mr. Soprano, how you doing? Giuseppe, good to see you. How you doing? Hey.
How the fuck do you recognize her? It was just her hair.
Tony, where are you going?
Hey, do you know who that was? Obviously you do. What, is he a patient?
Oh, they're gonna be sat down.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Borland, they're setting up your table right now.
Oh! She's gonna be a character. She's the actress. She's the actress.
Who?
The woman that's working in the restaurant.
Oh, really?
She's the actress.
What do you mean the actress?
You know the actress, you
Jenna,
don't know the
actress,
actress, yes. And I think I know her from this, I feel like.
Life is good.
Life is often good.
Trugali Alley, for example.
You've been in good spirits the last couple days.
Something I gotta confess. What are you doing?
Getting my wine in position to throw in your damn face.
I knew it.
Drama.
Go ahead, confess, please, get it over with.
Like, who was this time?
Yeah.
I'm on Prozac.
Oh my god.
I've been seeing a therapist.
Oh my god. I think that's great. I think that's so wonderful. I think that's so gutsy. I just think that's very, very wonderful.
You think I was Hannibal Lecter before or something?
I just think it's great. Psychology doesn't address the soul. That's something else. But this is a start. This is something. Oh, I'm gonna shut up now.
Interest the soul in something.
I'll shut up now.
She's very cute. How?
Way to go, Meadow!
Fun.
I mean, it's very cute that he goes to his daughter's game.
Yeah.
Didn't think you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
That Heather Dante, where'd you get that from?
Very
Dad,
cute.
don't you think it's totally unfair what Mom is doing? And now, making this little movie scene out of it. The sad mama, can't even come to her daughter's sports event.
If Mom doesn't let you go to...
Now we have to convince Dad.
Yeah. He brought her to church.
Years since I've been here.
Why are we sitting here? What do you guys want? Perfection? What are you looking at?
Your great-grandfather and his brother Frank. They built this place.
Big what?
Stone and marble workers. They came over here from Italy. They didn't design it, but they knew how to build it. Go out now and find me 2 guys that can put decent grout on your bathtub.
Oh, that's cute. They look so much like typical mob
But
Italian
this is what I
bosses.
say,
It's so
I don't know
funny.
if some scenes are supposed to be funny, but they are to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were funny.
I think they are supposed to be like... Oh, that's how you put an end to this? No, whose place was this?
So I feel good.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to be needing to come back.
Yeah, medication is... Yeah. Was it a placebo?
You said you're thinking clearer, and your wife says you seem to be better. Prozac takes several weeks to build up effective levels in the blood.
Yeah.
Well, what is it then?
Coming here, talking. Hope comes in many forms.
Well, who's got time for that?
What is it you want to say to me?
And,
This is a metaphor of him falling apart?
I'm holding it up, and his bird swoops down.
What kind of bird?
Seagull or something.
A water bird?
Saw the birds last week on cable. You think maybe I planted the idea?
What else is a water bird?
It's goddamn ducks.
What is it about those ducks that meant so much to you?
I don't know, it was just a trip having those wild creatures come into my pool and have their little babies. I was sad to see him go. Oh, Jesus. Fuck, now he's gonna cry.
He's gonna cry.
You're right. There's the link. Connection. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose my family. I think I lost a dot. That's what I'm full of dread about. It's always with me.
What are you so afraid's going to happen?
You work so damn hard. See your life's dream burned down. Do it this way. You collect the insurance. That's all.
Arthur, you gotta say to yourself,
Insurance.
it could have been worse.
Yeah.
How could it have been worse?
Fucking faulty stove.
Suppose people stop coming to the restaurant. You ever think of that?
But why would people stop coming to the restaurant? It's just starting to catch
So he's just
on.
his like best friend, but he's not in the
You know what I'm
business.
figuring out lately? Hey. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I'll always help you. Come on. Come on.
You know, a simple way to go, Chris, on the Triborough Towers contract would have been nice.
You're right. I know defense. That's how I was parented. Never supported. Never complimented.
You know, my cousin Gregory's girlfriend is what they call a development girl out in Hollywood, right? She said I could sell my life story, make fucking millions. I didn't do that. I stuck it out with you.
I'll fucking kill you. Did you go have a kill on me now? Everything's gonna be alright from here on in. Come on. Look, it's a beautiful day.
Well, my brother John was a man among men.
Now that he's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, lots of things are different now from
What's
John's
not
in my
happening?
day.
What do you mean?
And I'll tell you something else. Things are down all across the board. A lot of friends of ours are complaining. Something may have to be done, Olivia. About Tony. I don't know.
There they are. Hey, Ma, Uncle Joe.
You're using the ski. That makes the sausage taste peculiar.
Hi, Grandma.
Happy birthday, my big
What the fuck does he mean? Something needs to be done about Tony and her staying fucking quiet. Oh, are the ducks gonna come back now?
The beast in me
No ducks.
Fun.
is caged by frail and fragile bones.
Nice.
Rest
Is this something that you expected?
I like this more than I expected.
Okay.
I guess because I didn't know the concept of the back and forth with a psychologist, and I really like that concept. So like that made it, because like I thought we were gonna like follow a family within, you know, the mob, and so I thought it was gonna be, you know, that, and it is that. It's just like there's an added element to him speaking to someone about it, which I think is very interesting.
I think that is the part at this point that's most interesting to me. Again, yes, that sounded interesting. Like, okay, they're a family, and this is a family business, which is another aspect that is, in my opinion, very interesting.
Yeah, and it's a
Which
very
is,
big aspect of the show.
Again, yeah, because it's completely different than, let's say, Breaking Bad. It's not like I'm gonna compare the two, but like it's different because like we had Walt doing, because of the desperate measures, going into that line of business where this Tony was born in this type of business.
Yeah, and so like everyone around him is in this
He's
business. Everyone
in this
knows
type-
what the business he's in. Even people that are not part of the family.
I mean,
know
like a
what his business
neighbor
is, literally.
knows what type of business he's in. But like, yeah, I think the psychiatrist part is very interesting to me as well.
Yeah.
Again, that was the thing that like made me very interested in the show.
Yeah.
And I like how through that we're finding out things in his life, and we're going back and forth like with when he is talking about situation what let's say happened in his day, you know, or something like that. And that is the way how we're meeting the characters. That is the way how we're finding out things about what he does and his business. I think like this was a good introduction to the series. Like we just started, like we didn't even scratch the surface with this episode, but like it made us both like very interested in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's also, to me at least, very interesting that like I really enjoy old shows.
And there's some like certain type of like nostalgia that I feel watching them, that like already automatically
warmed, honestly,
it automatically makes me feel warm. And like there is something like about their whole family dynamic that just seems familiar.
I like close families.
Yeah.
You know? Like I like that type of thing, and like we're just scratch the surface.
Yeah.
But like it's a big family. And it's a big business.
Yeah, and I feel
guess.
I mean, they're Italian, like they function like that. I feel like that is how we also function here. Like the family, the extended family, everyone knows each other's business basically. Like it's very, it's tight knit, so like it feels more, it feels more familiar, and I like that.
Yeah.
And I think the first episode honestly gave a lot of insight. I mean, for this episode at least, a lot of insight into Tony as a character. Like, I feel like I have an idea in my mind. And of course, that's gonna, like, we're yet to meet him. But, like, I have something in mind, and I really, I like that. I like for this episode at least, I really like his character.
Yeah, at one point you said like that he's very, I don't know which word you used.
I said endearing.
Endearing. And that is very interesting because like, yes, I feel the same. Again, because of the things that we found out, because of the things, like he's born in this type of business.
Yeah.
And yet like we now see that like he's going to psychiatrist because like he has panic attacks.
Depression.
And depression, yes. I mean, as a person, he is also endearing, you know, the way he talks and things like that. And also we saw many things, how he is with his family, let's say, how he is with his daughter as well. Which is the thing about his, that's the thing that like I maybe know or maybe I completely forgot, is that like I remember comments do people dislike his wife and daughter?
I don't know. God, I was thinking that this episode, I remember like
I'm pretty
when we were, I don't know what we were filming, but like the day before that I read like the most hated characters in television or whatever, and first it was like Skylar White, and I was like, be so fucking serious right now. And then there were two characters from The Sopranos, maybe on places like, I don't know, 3 and 5, or like they were very high up.
I think it's
and like and then like we were thinking about like again connecting to Breaking Bad and why like there was the issues that we had with certain members of the audience was a lot to do with Skylar and people attacking Skylar for like ridiculous
and
reasons.
praising Walt at the same time.
Like that, like legitimately, just there was nothing. You're an insane person. Like that's all I can tell you. You're an insane person. And so like I was thinking if there's like female characters on top, and like I know this is like a mafia story. I was thinking if it's again like a wife or something that like maybe doesn't want him to be in the business, and that's what they're most hated. I'm like, I can't do that.
But like,
and then everyone was like, no, there's reasons why these characters dislike. It's completely opposite to Skylar. And so like I just don't know the names. I don't know if that was the if those were the characters, because like the wife seems so great.
The thing is, like, I might be wrong, but like I think it's possibly wife and a daughter. It's not like, in my opinion, if I remember correctly, they are hated even beside that poll. Like, let's say, I remember people hating when we were in comments of look at the Breaking Bad. Let's say, I don't know if it was Breaking Bad, but something I remember.
I don't know. I just know there are two names. I don't know. Like maybe it's the mother, like his mother. Like it could be that.
Maybe, but like then there are some people who are hating as well. Like it's beside that poll.
Okay.
Besides that, I
like
heard that in our comments about the wife and daughter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I heard it because of that poll and somebody commented on that, or I heard it in other comments about.
I don't know, because again, I'm uncertain of
because that's
who they said, and so like we're just gonna have to not think about that. You know what I mean? Like not be like, why would they be hated?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be honest.
Because like the daughter can be hated just like every daughter is in like
teenage.
Yeah, like in Ozark, people dislike the daughter, and the Americans, people dislike the daughter, just like because like they're teenagers in this position, and like I forget a lot of things when they're teenagers. They can be like, let's say, annoying, but I mean, they're teenagers. Like, is it that serious? Not that serious. So I don't know. I don't know what the two names were. Maybe we're gonna sense something as we go on in the show. I don't remember who they were.
I mean, this show is long.
This is very fucking long.
It's gonna have all those characters. Gonna have long storylines. Like I think it's 86 episodes or something. You know.
Yeah.
So like, we're gonna find out.
yeah.
Because at this point we don't know anything, but like many characters seem really interesting to me. Like besides Tony, like wife, daughter, I really like the psychiatrist. I mean, we don't know anything about her, but like the storyline between her and Tony, the way that she's talking to Tony is very interesting to me as well to see.
Yeah.
You remember the guy?
I remember the guy. God, is his name Chris here? Seems like I just because like every time I see his face, I see his face as an older version, and I don't know where I'm seeing him. And I know I saw it like recently
him, you know?
because like I saw him recently because I knew it was so clear in my mind. It wasn't just like maybe. No, it was so fucking clear. I saw his face in front of my face, and I just couldn't remember.
I wouldn't remember it honestly.
But I remember now. That doesn't really matter, but it was annoying me for every time I fucking saw him.
Me too.
I mean, he seems again, I feel like there was so many things where you gather a bit about these characters. He seems like the type that wants to prove himself in the business of the mafia. In the mafia business, like he seems that he wants to be respected and be feared and be, I don't know, at the very top. I mean, it tells you a lot about a character when he kills someone, but like he continues shooting long after that person is dead. Like you shot him in the head, he was gone. No need to like shoot him 4 more times, but like when there is a type of character that does that talks a lot about his sense of power and his sense of wanting more power. And so like immediately you get a picture of him, and then like again, he was talking to Tony about like, oh, you don't praise me, you know, you don't praise me for how well I have done this job. So like he really wants to be respected and admired in this line of work.
Yeah, but like I think it's very interesting because like immediately in the first episode we realize why at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like I mean. I just think like when we saw that he shot him, like I first thought, oh my god, psycho. I mean, again, makes sense, but like then
I feel like a lot of people in the show are about to be like psychopaths,
exactly,
sociopaths.
Yeah, but like then you find out again he's also been brought up into this business.
Yeah.
His father, let's say, again, the way that they grew up, it's similar to Tony as well, you know?
Yeah.
And Tony even told him afterwards that, yeah, I understand, like, because Tony is on a bigger, let's say, position right now.
Yeah.
And Tony basically told him, like,
you're
right, like, I was raised like that. Like, my father never praised me.
Yeah.
He never complimented, like, how I did what I did, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Tony as well is fighting in some way. He has a lot of pressure on him as well. He's fighting for his position there because like his father has passed recently, you know?
Yeah.
And now there is a lot of responsibility on him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because Tony, this episode, like it seemed also kind of like you get a general idea of who he is. Like he inherited the family business. So like he also wants to prove himself and keep the whole family together. Like, and that's not just talking about the immediate family, just like his mom, his uncle, and there's just a lot of people that you need to make happy that also need to, like, let's say, respect your word. And so like the metaphor with the ducks and why that gave him anxiety is because like that family, let's say, broke apart, and like this whole business is family run, and so that's always going to be on the line with you continuing this job. And he seems like the type, how to explain this, like that's the endearing part in him, is that like he is warm with the people around him. Like he did all this to protect his friend's business, you know. He is very warm with the people around him, and he's like helpful, but he is also like aggressive, let's say. Like we saw when he was speaking to, I think his name is Chris. Like when he was telling him, yes, you are correct about that, I should have given you more compliments. Like there is this there's this emotional intelligence that he possesses, and then immediately afterwards, like, he grabs his face in a kind of aggressive way. And I think that's an interesting, like, contrast to it that, like, again, has a lot to do with the way that he has grown up, and like these things were instilled into him. You know, I'm sure his father was also very tough.
I mean, he even said that.
Yeah,
and
like, so,
he
like,
even talks about the like how the man is supposed to be, you know, and like how his father was, that like he was strong and silent type, you know, and probably tough and all of that. And that is something that like he think he should be as well. In some ways, you know. I think that was my favorite part with him in this episode was the way that like he also talked to his friend as well, and the way that like he went and hugged his daughter, like watched her match and hugged. It seems like he had panic attacks when he saw ducks, you know. Let's say because he's afraid of losing the family that he has, you know. Again, like you said, in this type of visit, that's always an option, you know, to lose someone that you care for, you know. So that was definitely my favorite. I think from the first episode we got so much of him. Like we got to know the very important parts of him. Like I would expect that something like that to be revealed later on. No, but like where I immediately started to care for him in some way.
Again, just like because his demeanor, it makes you, he is like that type of how do I say it, just like stereotypical, let's say like dad, like a stereotypical dad that's like a bit of a mobster. I can't explain it. Like there's something endearing about him the second that you kind of see him and see the way that he acts. But again, also just like the interesting part that I feel like we're always going to have with him is that I do feel like he has a lot of emotional intelligence. Like he, you know, understands also that he needs help and he needs to talk and everything. But like it is always combined with the aggressive nature. Again, that is his line of work. He was like, he beat a guy, he ran over a guy in the first 5 minutes. And it's just like, I feel like it's gonna be a constant thing.
Honestly, I just think like even the way that like he talked to psychiatrists, that was very understanding, where like he understood that like why would people go to therapy. He understood like why would he need help, you know. But like he has this part of him with the way that he was raised, you know, with the way that like he saw his father treat other people, you know, probably very harsh in some ways, you know, like treat him as well. And that, I think that is where that aggression and that comes out of him. You know? No, honestly, it's very interesting.
Like he really he has the potential of being my favorite character in this show. Like I like those types of characters.
I honestly think that like that's I think that's universal. Like I think he is, well, I have read that like he is people's favorites of like in like of all the shows, you know. And that's from the first episode, like it seems very it's
understandable.
Like, it seems that story can be very good if it's done well, you know.
But I also really like his wife, and like she seems, again, sort of like their whole family is like a very stereotypical family to me. Like the way that she speaks, like she seems also very family oriented. Like him and her have a funny, interesting dynamic where I don't know who the fuck is cheating on who, but like they're honest with each other, you know. So like, let's say in a way that's like acceptable, because like he's like cheating on her, but like she knows who he's cheating on with. I don't know if she's cheating with the priest. She might be. I mean, they were like sitting about to watch a movie. I don't know, you know. I mean, she didn't say that she is. Like where she knows for a fact that he's cheating. Let's say that he's sleeping with other women, you know. And like when he confronted her about priest, she didn't confirm. She was like, he helps me. You know, I feel like maybe they don't say it outright, but like they both know they kind of both know what's happening, but like they really they have a lot of love for each other. Like, she is mad at him, and she's like still there at 6:30 when he's getting his MRI, and she's like holding his hand while he's going through.
But it's like, but she's like, I mean,
You're going to hell.
potentially you're gonna die. Potentially you do have a cancer, and if you die, you're going to hell. Like, and I'm not.
Like, it's a very funny dynamic, but like it seems so far to be a loving one.
Yeah.
And so like I like the little dynamic that they have, and she also wants to be like close to her kids, and especially her daughter. And the daughter again is at that phase where she is a teenager, wants to go places, and like, you have to be a parent to your child. Like, you have to sometimes, a no is a no, and like, it's for their own good, and they might resent you for that. I mean, but like, it's a teenager.
Yeah, but like that part with the kid is the thing that like also brings warmth to me, because like somehow all the conversation they had with her and the dynamic between both mom and kid and father and kid seemed very realistic to me. Like
these are conversations that we had.
Exactly.
And I was like, thinking, I was this teenager.
Exactly. And like, now I regret it, and like, I want to bring back those times where like, when I was mean and rude and things like that, somehow all those things seem very endearing to me, and are at this point my favorite part, I really enjoyed everything connected to family dynamics in this episode.
I think it's gonna be like
even kid just like coming to that, I was like, you need to talk to mom,
Yeah, literally, you try one and you try the other. Someone's gonna have to say yes. I really like that, and I really love that there's something like with Tony and his mother. Like, the psychologist even mentioned that like the mother is sort of like a problem with Tony, and like the way he was brought up, and like, from what we've seen with the mother in this episode, like the fucking uncle or whatever that was talking about like, we need to get rid of Tony, I guess, to not for him, I don't know if he meant like straight up murder, or just like meant I think he meant like demote him.
Yeah.
And the mother was like dead quiet, and so like that paints a picture about the mother that doesn't seem very pleasant about her. But I don't know, I would like to know what Tony's childhood was like with his mom and his dad. I think that would again bring more insight to his character. But like, they started the storyline there as well.
They did start. Honestly, loved even that part.
Me too, and I think
the way that he treated her, I love that as well.
Again, it feels so realistic.
Such a fascinating thing. Like,
because like, it was like I have been like in like most of these situations with like family, just like a bit different, but like I've been in all these situations.
I agree. It just somehow it's very endearing to me.
Yeah,
like everything about Tony in this episode is very endearing. Like,
and I think a big part of the show as well is gonna be like how the episode opened up with him saying that like he came at the very end of things. Like, there was the good old days, and now he's at the end of that. Like, there were things that were better before, like when his dad was in charge, like when, not like for just like their family, just like in general. It reminded me somehow of The Wire season 2. Like, again, that family business, the illegal business, where people are talking about like the good old days and how it was back then. And how they're always gonna, that now things are different and they were better before.
I'm always wondering if those good old days were really good.
That's what I mean. Like, I just feel like people, I think like in 20 years I'm gonna be like, oh, the good old days. And like, I just think every generation has that. Like, the good old days, like in some ways they can be objective, looking at the economy, because like in those days I'm sure you could buy a house in America for in the 90s, I don't know at what point, but like you could have bought a house for a much cheaper price, and in that case, like objectively, those things were better. Again, there was much more, if we go like to the 70s, 80s, what other people would call good old days, like the depending on who you ask, like try fucking asking black people. Oh, the fucking 60s, how do you enjoy that? You know, like there are some things that are just like, some things could be objectively, let's say, maybe better at a certain point, like economically, socially, some things are better now. I just think every time period is gonna have those moments, and like everyone, depending on who you are and what is important to you, is gonna view different periods as better or as worse. You know, just like for them specifically, it's getting worse. And I don't know, like it can, I guess like maybe because like a lot of things cannot be maybe hidden. I don't fucking know. Maybe it was easier to conduct the illegal business before. I mean, they were talking about the people and like how the people are getting worse and worse in terms of like who you can trust and who you cannot trust. And again, those types of things are subjective, you know, to you and to who you had. People are just people, and generations grow up differently. We grow up differently. We had technology. I'm sure that has made us a certain type of way, but it is also just like giving us much more insight into how everyone else acts. And so like you have a lot more information available to you than you ever did before. So like God knows how things were done before, but like again, it's just another aspect of the show that I think is very interesting. Again, reminded me a bit of The Wire season 2, because it had the same thing about like things changing and things progressing, and for some people getting better or worse.
Businesses as well. That led it into crime, which is a bit different here, you know. But like family business, no less, you know.
So I just really loved everything about this pilot. I think this was a great first episode.
Great first episode, honestly. Like I enjoyed much more, but like because of the way that like we got to meet family even in the first episode.
No, because honestly, like the way that it was structured, like this could have been, like the story they were telling, like this thing could have been a movie, you know, just like another episode, like with something like this could have been a movie. They just told you a lot in a short amount of time. I feel like that we can build upon. And so like this was so great.
That's why like I thought that like we're gonna after the first episode have a lot of speculate who Tony is, and yet I like even that part with the birds, I thought like, okay, they're gonna leave us there, you know. And they talked about like to speculate why he was got a panic attack when he saw birds. What did he connect with the birds, you know? And then they basically told us, you know, like about
like
his family.
I wonder if it's like foreshadowing the fact that at the end you saw the pool and there's no birds. Like, are we foreshadowing at the end when like the show finishes, there's no more family and everything is falling apart?
Potentially,
I mean, there's a lot of seasons, so like I guess a lot of things are gonna happen. And again, if the pool is empty, I just feel like they would foreshadow that.
Interesting.
So
honestly, one of the better pilots episodes.
I really enjoyed this.
I really enjoyed everything, and like I'm very interested and can't wait to watch the next episode.
That's it.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you very soon. Bye.